Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm and our Showcase Redo series of videos where I take a secondary look at a hero we've seen before but has received some changes since then. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Lord of Terror himself, the namesake of the favorite dungeon crawler of ours in Blizzard's, Diablo. As you can see, I've got his master skin to show off. You know, it's kind of simple, but at the same time, it's like, look, chains, spikes, armor, plating, it's fine. So, what has changed about him, though? Well, he's received a couple of tweaks in his base kit. So first off, Shadow Charge, and this is where they decided to put a big emphasis on him. So when you charge in and you deal damage, you now get resistant, reducing damage taken by 25% for 2 seconds. If the enemy collides with terrain, they're stunned for 1 second and take an additional 150 damage. And there's going to be numerous choices you can make to make this even stronger in the talent tree. Fire Stomp, this is what I used to kind of build around with the previous version, and they've added to it. It unleashes fire waves in all directions that deal 60 damage each, and then once they reach a maximum range, they return, dealing an additional 90 damage. So it used to be you could actually choose a talent where the fire waves would come back to you and deal more damage. So they decided to add that into the base ability. It seems like that's what they're doing a lot of now with these reworks, that they're saying, you know, let's make picking that talent unnecessary and let's just go ahead and add it into the base ability. They've done that with guys like Nazebo, and now they're doing it with Diablo here. Overpower grabs an enemy and slams it behind him, dealing 73 damage, and stuns him for 0.25 seconds. So, you know, just a couple little changes, a little here and there for each of those. And then also on the trait Black Soulstone, of course, you gain 10 souls per hero killed and 1 soul per minion, up to 100. For each soul, gain 0.4% maximum health. That's another talent I used to choose, which was that he would get more maximum health per soul that he collected. If Diablo has 100 souls, upon dying, he will resurrect in 5 seconds, but lose 100 souls. That's still the same. And Apocalypse and Lightning Breath are pretty much still exactly the same thing. They pretty much weren't tweaked at all. Now, his talent tree, though, that, of course, is what got a huge change here. We've got Bulwark, which increases the duration of the resistant from 2 to 5 seconds. Devil's Dew, which increases the effects of regen globes and healing fountains by 2% per soul. So think of it like healing amplification in that sense, like how other tanks have that ability, like Johanna and Stitches. And then Life Leech. This used to be at level 13, and that's one of those I would consider taking. Now it's here at level 1, in case you want to go for that. Level 4, we've got From the Shadows. Increases the range of Shadow Charge by 33%. Enemies knocked against terrain are stunned for an additional 0.5 seconds. Speed Demon, being stunned or rooted, increases Diablo's movement speed by 30% for 5 seconds. So if you're going up against teams with stuns and roots, that might be the way to go. And we've got Demonic Strength. Once Overpower's stun expires, the target is then slowed by 30% for 3 seconds. Level 7, we've got Soul Feast, which Black Soulstone increases the health regeneration by 0.4 per second per soul. That's another one I would usually take, but it seems like it got nerfed. It's not as effective anymore. Now, here's an interesting one, Soul Shield. Black Soulstone reduces ability damage taken by 0.35% per soul. So if you're going up against a lot of like ability casting soul or spell casting comps, like if they have a Li Ming or a Jaina or a Kael'thas, you know, that emphasizes their abilities, that is really good, especially once you get the 100 souls. And then, of course, Diabolical Momentum, reducing the cooldown of the abilities. That's pretty much still there. Level 13, we actually have a quest talent here at level 13. That late, can you believe that? It's for the charge, Shadow Charge. Devastating Charge. Shadow Charge's terrain collision against heroes deal an additional 5% of the target's maximum health. The quest is, each time an enemy hero takes terrain collision damage, you increase the maximum life damage by 2% to a maximum of a 10% bonus. So basically, you are going to be looking to stun them against terrain every single time you use this ability. I'm not really sure how I feel about this, because you do this enough times, you're going to put yourself in, quite risky positioning, a lot of the time, You can, I mean, it's not bad, but it's risky. So, Fire Devil, this is the damage aura that they used to have, like, think at like level 4, and I would take that, so that way you'd be able to give some good AoE damage along with your Fire Stomp. And Hellfire increases the damage from Fire Stomp, where each enemy hero hit by it increases the damage of the next Fire Stomp by 10% up to a maximum of 100%. 16, we've got Debilitating Flames. Enemies that are hit by Fire Stomp are slowed by 50% for 2 seconds up to 30%. Domination reduces the cooldown of Overpower by 4 seconds, and casting Overpower resets the cooldown of Shadow Charge. So if you want to have that go hand in hand with buffing Shadow Charge, you can do that. And Fearful Presence. And at 20, we've still got Dying Breath and Hellstorm. We've got Lord of Terror, that's still there. And then we've got Hellgate, which teleport and place a demonic rune at a target location, and after 1.75 seconds, the rune explodes, dealing 137 damage and stunning enemies for 1.75 seconds. So I guess for those who like to pick up Bolt of the Storm, that's an extra stun that you can be able to pick up. Stunning enemies for 1.75 seconds. I mean, that's another really good one if you can get that to work. So a lot of emphasis on Shadow Charge. The reason I think in the comments was that they want to make Diablo a very gank emphasis heavy warrior. The Shadow Charge and stunning them. So let's take a look at the new version of the Lord of Terror in action. This is a good map to be able to test this out on. There's a lot of terrain, especially around the shrines. If you're battling them in the shrines and they're facing their back to the wall, you can Shadow Charge them right into that, or even into the shrine itself. So we'll have to, I guess we'll try this out. This is the kind of like situation where I would try this out. Experiment with it, practice with it, see whether or not it's any good. If it's good enough that if I play him in ranked play, if it's a build that I would go with. Or if I would go with a more tanky, survivable build.
Heroes, prepare for combat.
Alright, so let's go with Bulwark, which increases the resistance that you get from it to 5 seconds, which is pretty nice. 5 seconds where you get reduced damage. So when you do charge into battle, at least you'll be taking less damage than you usually would. So, we've got Kael'thas, Azmodan, Lili, and Gul'dan against Varian, Lili, Abathur, Nazeebo, and Kael'thas.
5, 4, 3.
Well, obviously,
2,
I may need to take Soul Shield since we're going up against Kael'thas and a Nazeebo. So, yeah, I think I would go with Soul Shield here.
Evil never rests.
Apologies, I'm still getting over this bad cold that I've been dealing with for the past few days. The past week, really, actually. Boom! There we go. Stunned him up against the terrain. Boom! Where are you going, Kael'thas? Oh, I'm tempted. Oh, I'm tempted.
The ancient shrines.
I don't think those count.
Control them.
Those towers
and
count
let
as
loose
terrain.
The Dragon Knight.
As it should be. This world.
Let's go assist our brother
Activate the shrines,
Azmodan.
and the dragon's power is yours.
Abandon hope. This world weakens.
Alright, and then we'll take from the shadows, increasing the range and the stun duration. Oh, Abathur, where are you? Go at it, AI. Oh, hello, Kelthus.
Enemy slain.
Lily. Thank you, Gul'dan. Oh, no, you don't. Boom!
Low.
Taste your fear.
I'll taste fear.
Abandoned.
More mana.
This world will burn.
Ah.
This world burn. I'm low on
What the? Hey, Gazebo. There we go, got him. Hey, Gul'dan, you want to help me out here? Okay, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm gonna go tap on this fountain. Here we go. Tap to the fountain. There. Good angle here. Nope, they're running away. They're like, nope, we're not gonna stun us against the Rangers.
That was rather entertaining.
Where are you? I think Abathur moved lanes. Let's see if I can go up here and help. Maybe stun Nazebo against the terrain. Oh, he's gonna die first. Oh, he died before I could. What a shame. Oh, I reached my maximum. Max health bonus and ability damage reduction.
Killing spree.
35%. Less damage, that's not bad. Keep health us way over there.
Killing blow.
Got the punt. Alright, I'm gonna go back and get more mana. What are you doing up there all by yourself, Lily? Alright, lightning breath. Usually I would probably go Apocalypse, but at times I find that lightning breath is just better at doing damage.
This is but a prelude.
Like a situation right here where they're
Well done.
Ah!
I'll see you.
My health. Don't want to lose my 100 souls yet. Got that max health bonus.
This world will burn.
Don't you just hate it when your healer decides to go be a solo laner?
This world will burn.
Oh, it does work. Alright, so you can use that to stun them.
Shrines awaken once more. Who will control the Dragon Knight's power?
So you can use the towers to stun them. That's good to know. I wasn't sure about that.
The end has come.
Activate the shrines. Take the Dragon Knight's power.
Alright, Asmodan's gonna grab that. Look at them pushing with mercs down here.
This world will burn.
Where are you, Abathur? Alright, now let's pick up Devastating Charge. Boom! There we go. As I try to run. Oh, somehow he lived. Oh, there you are, Abathur. Hello. Oh, so how'd he get away? Ooh. Not believe I didn't kill Abathur there.
I must retreat.
Ooh, they're having a hard time getting that Dragon Knight. Well, their variant did pick up Twin Blades. So, of course, now he's soloing everybody. Yup. Went with the typical Twin Blades build. Boom! There we go. Use the towers against you. Silly Abathur. Go ahead, Lily. Ah, man. You gotta angle it perfectly in order to make sure that you hit them against the terrain. Ah, I was trying to hit them against the tower there.
Well, that was rather entertaining. Mayhem.
Alright, domination.
Destroyed.
Oh, come back here, Abathur.
As it should go. Attack. Subject has come.
I'm gonna die. Ah, well, I'm back, but I lost all my souls there. Ah, man. Got Abathur on that variant. Although he didn't go with the attack speed talent. What? Chaotic energy? Who takes chaotic energy with Gul'dan? The AI does, apparently. Hello, variant. Angle and... Oh, not enough. Come back here. I'll grab you. Boom. Boom.
That was rather entertaining.
I died again.
Rise again and take your revenge, hero.
I get so caught up in trying to do, you know,
Unleash
the
the
stun
dragon's
with the
wrath.
devastating charge that sometimes it's like I forget about caring about my positioning. I'm not sure if this is a build that you would do just whenever, every time that you play Diablo. It seems like you have to have like the right circumstances, and it has to be against the right comp, and it has the timing has to be perfect if you want to get a lot out of you know, emphasizing the stuns in the with the shadow charge.
Let us capture this mercenary camp.
I used my ult on that wave clear because I felt like it. Good job, Asmodan. Keep it up.
I shall join your... This is but a prelude.
There you are, Kael'thas. Do that again. Boom! Oh, man. Woo. So I guess I fulfilled that quest up to 10%. So only 5 times. Alright, so that will stall that.
Fort shattered.
What? When someone grabbed it. Oh, hello. Boom! Look at all that damage it did. Wow! Oh, man. Oh, wow, they're sending everybody to get me.
Your healing is serviceable. I must
I'm gonna go back and heal. Look at that bush courtesy of Asmodan helping take care of that.
indeed.
Hey, AI, why don't you guys go get that camp? You know what? Let's try this out. I didn't really see that much of the teleport, but maybe because I was already there?
We did it!
Go ahead, Gul'dan. Go ahead and grab that knife. 70-second cooldown, huh?
A killing blow.
Boom, there we go. Alright, so now I can see it. It's Bolt of the Storm, and you can place an Apocalypse right there.
Victory.
So I guess you would use that in case you want to teleport right to an enemy, and then boom, all of a sudden you've got a stun right there. If you can get them to stay right there. So I see what they're going for, because I saw all the extra damage that it dealt. I mean, you could see what the damage that, you know, does. I don't know if I'd go with that all the time. I think some people who love using Bolt of the Storm, maybe you could do that. I can definitely see Soul Shield being like a go-to pick. 35% less damage, or yeah, something like that. It's, you know, that's pretty nice. I don't know if this is a build that you would want to do every single time that you play this version of Diablo, though. I mean, I understand what the point of it is and how good it can be, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's something that I would put all of my. It's not a basket I would put all of my eggs into. Let me put it that way. It's fine, but is it a build that you would go with every single time? Probably not. I mean, heck, if I want to go, you know, more tanky, I would probably be okay with going with Life Leech, sometimes Speed Demon to counter all the stuns and roots you'd be encountering. Soul Feast if you want to increase your health regeneration, because that can be very helpful when you're being a tank for your team. Obviously, I only went Lightning Breath because, you know, I enjoy Lightning Breath sometimes, whereas everyone's like, Apocalypse! So, Fire Devil, if you want to go with that damage aura, I'm totally fine with that. And, Debilitating Flames, I mean, if you want to add if you can be able to aim them correctly and be able to slow them down, I mean, that'd be great. Lord of Terror to steal health from all the nearby enemies, I mean, that's pretty good. That's like an extra life leech. But of course, Dying Breath, having it go off every time you die, very much like death metal for ETC. It's very hard to pass up on that. That's a really good one, especially if you find yourself dying a lot. Being able to provide an extra stun for your team, where even if you die, you still helped out your team. So, the new Diablo, everyone, I'm not really sure if I'm fond of this one over the previous version. I really liked the old version, even though some people didn't. But I've seen him being played a lot more lately, so this past week. So perhaps some people have taken a liking to this new Diablo. You know, I'm gonna have to wait and see how the rest of the community embraces this new version. Me, I mean, I still like playing him, but I don't know if that build is a build that I would always go with. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. So there was one other warrior that got a rework, and we'll be taking a look at him when we come back. Stay tuned.